Let me double check that. Hold on. RebelAntelope 1, then Adio, then RebelAntelope. Okay. So it should be blue, red, blue. So it's 2-1. RebelAntelope is up. Milo. Okay, buddy? Okay. I'm going to get that started in 1 second. All right, so we are watching game number 4. This is Adio versus RebelAntelope. This is the low elo bracket, the lower elo bracket. It's not low. Wow, they're starting really close to each other. RebelAntelope playing as the Teutons and Britons playing, Adio playing as the Britons. RebelAntelope is up 2-1 from the previous sets. This is on Mountain Pass. Mountain Pass, there's no water. I think it's the only one without any water, actually. I think every other map has a little bit of water on it. Let's see if we can look at their perspective. So red knows where blue is. Blue looks like they lost like a sheep here, but doesn't know where they are yet. They might get there. They might find it, but we shall see. Blue bringing in a boar. Very important on Mountain Pass, or really any nomad, to find where the hunt is. So finding boars is always good. Villager almost dead. 4 health on that villager. Taking a villager, or taking a boar that early without having any villager health is it's a dangerous situation. Still doesn't know where red is. They have 1 house here for vision, 1 house here for vision. And red saw blue's TC, so they're well aware. Blue got their TC up a little bit earlier too, so they should actually get a little bit of a Vill lead. They're up 1 Vill right now. Idle TC can obviously affect that. And red getting a boar, that's actually really nice to get the boar on blue's side, so blue can't get it. Pretty smooth from Adio so far. These guys are lower elo, but they're not like they're just in the lower elo bracket. They're not actually low elo. Why can't I click this? There we go. It took like 10 clicks to click the freaking thing. I don't know why. That's just how it goes sometimes. So yeah, this is the lower elo bracket. And Blue's running a villager over here. Blue's going to see the houses. Get a little spooked probably. They really need to find more boars. And they don't have any herdables is the problem. That's kind of like, I mean, they sent the villagers from way over here. I don't know how they didn't get this cow. There's a cow right there in their path. Somehow they didn't get the cow. And they're taking this hunt from way far away. So that's really, really bad for red antelope, actually. Not having food on this map is like a problem. At least they have the bush. Let's see red's POV. And red has a cow. They're not really scouting with it, though. They have a chicken as well they could be scouting with. And 2-vil lead right now for RebelAntelope in blue. Now Teutons, the last time I saw the Teutons play in this series, they tower rushed. People think tower rushing with the Teutons is better because they can garrison more and they shoot more arrows if they're garrisoned. However, I've noticed when people do that, they don't actually garrison their towers. They just keep building more and more towers. So they're not really getting... Or if they garrison with like, 5 or 6 villagers as opposed to like, where you get the bonuses, which I think starts at 6, but I want to say 8 is the sweet spot for it. I do like Britons on matchups like this, though. If you get to Castle Age and you can just spam the cheaper town centers, I think Britons make a lot of sense. And another boar. They found another boar, so that's good. I think that's their second one they found. And I know where red is, though, so let me go ahead and take off the Fog of War. Blue could do a little bit better of garrisoning their hunting villagers so they don't take as much damage, but... They had that one villager with 4 health. 6 health now after getting Loom. As far as TC locations go, they're like very similar. Red has gold right next to their TC. They also have some stone pretty close. They've already started walling off. So that's good for them. Blue, their gold is going to be an issue. They have 1 gold that's close to their opponent. They have this gold up here, which they might not see yet. Yeah, they don't actually see that gold. I don't love this this lumber camp. I figure this is like the perfect spot. I guess they want to be farther away from their opponent. But like here, you could easily wall this. You can easily wall to the edge over here. There's another boar back here. I don't know if either one's going to find that. I don't know if there's another boar for red anywhere easy to get to. One up here, but they might not even be able to see that anytime soon. And both on the way up to feudal. This is a map that I think feudal pressure is really good. And I think we're going to see some towers here. But again, people... like, this is the part I don't get. People want to tower rush with the Teutons. Because they think they get this great bonus. But if you only garrison your towers with 5 villagers, it's the same exact amount of arrows as any other civilization. You're not getting anything extra out of it. So I just don't get the obsession with the Teuton tower rush. This is what blue sees. This is what red sees. So red does not see that tower going up. So good on blue for placing it. It's just so funny to me. Like there's no benefit of being the Teutons on this tower rush. 0. Like above a normal tower. And villagers are coming to attack this tower. This other one might go up. There are 2 extra villagers coming over, so... It's a little bit of a mess. And the 3rd tower going up. The second one's definitely going to get knocked down. I don't think any villagers are... Maybe 1? This one's pretty low. Yeah, if you're going to do a 2 tower rush, I think you have to send at least 8 villagers. I think 8 villagers is like the sweet spot of where you can actually do extra damage by garrisoning. And also, you probably want to start a little farther away. Like, you want to build the one that they see after you've already built one that that they can't see. So, like, if you build one back here somewhere, or back here, and then build the next one over here, so when they come attack it, this tower is actually hitting them. And no towers left, so right now, RebelAntelope is just in Vil fight mode. And pretty aggressive strategy here. You know, you're already up 2-1. You know, I don't know if you want to be playing strategies like this when you're up 2-1. It just leaves you, if it goes wrong, like it's going wrong right now, it leaves you very vulnerable. Good Vil production on the back of it for both players, actually. But as I say, that RebelAntelope just lost a Vil and is not queuing up Vils, so that's the distraction right there. You're distracting yourself sometimes as much as you're distracting the other team. But red looks like they got housed. So they had to force up a house and another 2 in tower. And blue looks like they're still going to try the towers. They're not giving up on the towers. But again, if you're going to do this, you really want to start 1 tower back here and then do the second one closer so that you can cover the tower you're building. Otherwise, it's too easy to Vil fight. And credit to Adio for knowing exactly how to fight this. They did the exact right thing. They don't see this tower. It's out of sight, so let's see how they react to it once it's up. And blue has the tower up. Now they're garrisoning it. It's just out of range. It's like just out of range. And, oh, I didn't even notice this. So red has archers over here behind all of this. And yeah, really good play from red, getting some villager kills. 2 villagers. I think 1 villager and 1 spear are down. 3 villagers in total down. These villagers are coming back from blue. And this tower's here. I mean, these villagers could just rush it down. I think red's kind of busy looking on this side, though. And blue wants to get this stone. The problem is they don't have any good access to gold. That's their real issue, like more so than anything else. They snuck back here and are taking that wood. And these villagers, yep, they just knock it down again. And you need 1 tower to cover the other tower. You can't just, you know, have 1 tower that's in sight and easy to knock down. That's the issue. Archer range going up for blue. So I'm thinking blue's is thinking about some skirms to try to deal with these archers. They might be better off just doing a tower. But where would they put it? They don't. This is not a really good starting spot. Is the problem? Like they have to get to this gold probably. Ooh, and we have archers over here, so it's like 2 groups of archers. But the Vil count's actually pretty similar. It's 33 to 32, so it's not like there's a huge advantage, even though it might feel that way. Like if you're blue, you feel like you're down over here. And blue's taking this gold actually. And this should if Blue just started with this tower here, this whole tower rush would have been much better. Like I like the strat actually. I think I want to copy the strat at some point. Like send 10 villagers, get one tower here, get forward, like lumber camp, mining camp, get another tower, put vills in this tower, put vills in this tower, like. And I mean, Reds just took the villager lead, but just barely. Both are queuing up. We have skirmishers being made by Blue. And a lot of gold, but no, we need you need a market if you're Blue here. Blue is sending villagers out. Actually, not a bad move because these archers are probably never going to leave like the proximate vicinity of this town center. And taking this, that is some sad lumber camp right there. But this map is a little tricky. Now this tower, I'm not sure about. I like the idea of it. I think it could have been over here though, because it can protect you and it can do a little offense. You could be, picking off a vill or two here and there. And Red is on the way up. Red's going up to Castle Age. And this is like the saddest lumber camp of all time. But I mean, the next closest, like if you're going in this direction, you have to get all the way over to here to get a decent wood line. But really tough position for Blue. You know, they tried for the home run play early, the tower rush, and it just didn't work. Skirmishers out. 4 skirmishers actually is probably almost enough, depending on upgrades. Red's getting fletching right now, and they're going to be upgrading to crossbow in about 2 minutes. And Red's getting a nice little mass, and they have the hill bonus. So right now, Red can fight that. Red doesn't want to lose any archers. If you lose archers in Feudal Age, then your numbers are going to be limited in Castle Age. And Rebel's going double range and also double stable. Okay. Floating 200 wood. I'm sorry, floating 400 wood. So maybe they want to make some scouts behind all this as well, or some knights. I don't hate cavalry from Britons just because the other opponent never really expects it, and it's a good. It works well with archers, but I think 9 times out of 10 you're probably better off just making more archers. And double production is obviously not sustainable. And skirmishers going forward. I liked the towers. I think just honestly sticking to the towers. A couple more over here could actually at least distract your opponent a bit. And crossbow is in. Crossbow is in, fletching is in, and the first armor upgrade is in. And Castle is on the way for Blue. Red does not know about this base. If Red finds this base, it's going to be devastating for Blue. And the Knights coming out is going to be devastating for Blue as well. Vill count's still close, but I mean, army count is out of hand. Yeah, and Blue calls it. I don't blame him. I mean, honestly, the Tower Rush had some potential, had some possibilities. It just wasn't executed as well as it could have been. And let's get to the next game. All right, so this is game number 5. Hang on, let's give that win to Adio. So this is game number 5. This is big. Blue putting up the TC right away. So this is a case, like, listen, I say this, and people and good players always tell me that I'm wrong. And they're good players, so I get it, but I think I'm right here. Putting your TC on the first possible spot so you can gain an extra 30 seconds, I don't think is the move. I don't think it's the move at all. Because number one, okay, 2 things. On Nomad, where your villagers are, they have to walk there, right? So you can put it like in between all 3 of your villagers, and it's going to be the shortest walk for all of them. You can pick the villager that's closest to the middle of the other 2, and it's the shortest walk. So you can put it down immediately, but if you only have one building it, you're not saving time necessarily. Number 2, your location, like where you are on the map. Like last game, Blue didn't have gold next to their TC. Blue didn't have the best TC location for what they wanted to do. And it made them vulnerable later on. So I think you're better off sometimes, you know, not a lot. I mean, I'm talking less than 30 seconds, but I think sometimes you're better off walking around a little bit, delaying your TC just the tiniest amount so you can get just a slightly better starting location. This is my opinion. I'm sticking to it. I'll take off shared exploration. So this is what red sees. They don't know where blue is yet. And this is where blue sees. They don't know where red is yet. And blue's gonna, blue needs to be a little more careful with those boar lures. I don't know what they were paying attention to. You have not a lot going on right now. So notably, blue did not build a. This is Mirkwood actually. Okay, so neither one built a. Man, I can't speak sometimes. Neither one built a dock. So sometimes you want to build a dock early on maps like this. There is a lot of fish out there. Mirkwood has a lot of hunt. It has a lot of fish. It has a lot of boars. It has a lot of herdables. So like there is a lot going on. You can get a lot of food, but fishing is vital. Blue can see this other elephant over here, which is nice. If you can get 3 elephants on a nomad map, or 3 like boars, you're in a very good spot. Red sees 1 right above here. Now, the interesting thing about Mirkwood is, I'll take this off for a second. You can fish these ponds with your villagers. You can just build a mill or a dock right here, and you can fish these ponds. If you build a mill, sometimes you can be pretty close to both fish and hunt, which is nice. And I mean, there's a lot of food that spawns on like the edge here, and there's some in the middle as well. Like, you know, we have an elephant here. And a second elephant for blue. If you get 3 boars on a nomad start, like, you're golden. Not the perfect placement. Could have been, you know, done a little better, but not bad. And red is content to take these herdables here. They're going to go for this boar, I would imagine, at some point. This is what red sees. That's pretty good placement there. So that's what red sees. They have not found blue. Blue has not found red. It's not that big of a map, but you definitely want to find your opponent as soon as you can. You don't want to wait until like Castle or Imp. Late feudal. And it looks like blue is finding red right now. They found the houses. Houses don't always mean that your opponent's TC is there. Some players just build houses early. But they did turn this cow, so they're looking down here. They don't see them. They're turning back up north. Good scouting for blue. This is game 5, so this is winner take all right here. This is everything they got. And blue is so close to this TC. I'm not sure where they're going now. Looks like they're scouting around the houses or something. They've already seen this area, so I'm not sure where they're going. Maybe they started over here and they thought that that'd be a good town center location, so maybe Red's there. They're getting very close, though. They're going to find him eventually. Let's see what Red's perspective is. Red nowhere near blue. And blue might just think that those were like starting houses and not where the TC is. That's what it looks like. Neither one fishing, neither one going on water. In blue, they're hurting themselves with these boar lures a little bit. Now, these villagers are way out here. Jeez. And I don't know if I said it, but the Magyars are playing. I mean, Adio is playing as the Magyars, and the Tatars are being played by RebelAntelope. I think I like the Tatars on hillier maps than this. This map isn't super hilly. I use Tatars on Stranded, which has like a big hill in the middle of it. So, and you're always kind of looking down on your opponent when you're on offense. So I thought that was the move, because they do 25% more damage when you're fighting from higher elevation. So like that's pretty clutch. And then their Cav archers are really good. And they get the like free Parthian tactics and thumb ring, which are like the two attacks I never want to research. And farms instead of fishing. So I don't think Adio has really practiced this map a ton, or maybe they just have a plan. But it doesn't matter, because RebelAntelope's not fishing either. And both have a minute 8 seconds, minute 5 seconds of idle TC. Blue never found. Oh, they did eventually. They actually turned around and they found red. So blue knows where red's base is. Red doesn't know where blue's base is yet. Blue is on the way up, and I like that. I like that for them. Adio needs to click up. The farms, I think, are going to slow them down, though. You really don't want to build farms in Dark Age if you don't have to. And I'm thinking they just didn't really play this map much, because there's always a lot of hunt, and like you should at least be exploring the outside here. Like you at least want that strategy. So blue knows where red is. Blue is walling their base pretty well. They're building a barracks, or I'm sorry, building a stable. Magyars get +1 attack on their scouts. And then they also have a 15% discount on them. So that's pretty solid. You know, that's a really good unit to go attack in Feudal Age with. Like you definitely want to attack with the scouts in Feudal Age if you're playing as the Magyars. That's where your real bonus lies early on. But walled off their base pretty well. I think these walls are maybe a little tight. They have no access to gold. So this villager's going out here to get this, to find the gold, or to scout the gold, or to scout something. Let's see what... Yeah, so they found the gold there. So yeah, they just wanted to scout a little bit. And they're building a mining camp and a house. Oh, I had this wrong, so my bad. Blue is playing as the Tatars, and they built a stable. I mean, building a stable and doing a scout rush as the Tatars makes sense as well. And, oh, this is a big find for blue here. We have a stable up for red as well. Yeah, I mean, there's no like scout or like cav bonus for the Tatars, but you do want to get bloodlines and husbandry eventually if you're going to go into cav archers, which is like the move. But you see the scout for Adio already has the +1 attack because that's just the Magyar bonus. So like their scout rush is similar to a Khitan scout rush, except they're also a little cheaper. The Khitans can also get double attack upgrades, right? So instead of the +1, they get +2. You still have to research. And there's a hole here for blue. Blue has a hole that is not good. It is not elite right there. I don't blame. I mean, there's just this hill here. You can't really see it. Like, even if you have the grid on, it's tough to see. They're going to have to plug that hole, though. And is there another way out over here? It doesn't look like it. But he has to notice. He has to wonder how this scout got in here, and he has to close it up. It's on the left side. Wow. Yeah, you cannot see that. Yeah, all right, so blue found it, and blue's going to go ahead and close that up. And red's got a pretty good setup. Has a couple of spears on defense. Is building an archery range. I think we might see cav archers from them too. In a market going up for blue. Still no one fishing, which is wild. Like, it's free food. And red's at the gate. Blue has a scout. Actually, the scout killed this villager that was building the archer range. Archer range was denied at 90%. That's pretty huge. I think that's the building that Adio wanted to use to go up. They're building a blacksmith here as well. And I think this villager's going to die too. Yeah, so the Eco KD is 2-1 in favor of RebelAntelope. They both have a lot of idle TC. Adio has more, though. RebelAntelope is doing a good job of kind of damage control here, repairing the gate. They have it locked, obviously. And they're clicking up to Castle Age. RebelAntelope is in a really good spot. I'm curious if they're going to do... They either could go into Step Lancers or they can go into Cav Archers as the Tatars. I like Cav Archer option, typically. I think that the Tatar Cav Archer is just super strong. You know, it's born with Thumb Ring, so, like, you just need less upgrades. Thumb Ring is, like, the last upgrade I want to get, and it's expensive, so it's nice that they get it for free. It's just, like, one extra thing that you just, you know, don't have to pay for. This gate's actually might go down if it doesn't repair it quick. And blue's putting up a preemptive tower here. So, I mean, that's gonna... You're not gonna be able to build any more TCs after putting that up without using your market, which they don't have a market. Oh, they have a market here. Yeah, I don't love that. They saw the archery range, so I guess that they expect something coming at them. I just making archers, actually, not cav archers, which is interesting. I would have expected after the scout opening to go into cav archers, but Magyar's nothing. It looks like we're gonna get a castle drop or a castle from Adio. Let's see if they're just gonna go forward with it or they're gonna keep behind. They're about a minute away, so they should be pretty close to a castle when they hit Castle Age. We have bloodlines coming in. Archery range could have gone up a little bit earlier for blue, but it's up now, and we're seeing Step Lancer coming out. And we're getting a town center up. From blue. So I think blue bought... They bought 100 gold, wood, stone. They bought 100 stone. I'm surprised we're seeing archers, but I guess against the step lancers, archers should do pretty well. And I don't know what this archery range, right? Skirmishers being made. If you mass up the step lancers, they're a pretty good unit against anything. They're gonna find these villagers moving forward, actually. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I don't like seeing army run past run past villagers. This is a great cleanup, but the villagers are moving forward for a forward castle, and this is a tough castle right here, and there's archers to defend it. RebelAntelope needs to go back and try to deny that. I don't know if they can. They have a couple skirmishers here. He's not reacting to it. He's not reacting to it. He's paying attention over here. He's microing over here. Oh no. Oh no, this castle's just gonna go up. This isn't that like if they sent their army here, they could have denied this. No, they don't even see it now. They're still not going for it. And these skirmishers are... I don't even know if they're reacting to it. Nobody's reacting to it. So this TC's gonna be in range, if not now, after an upgrade. I think it's in range now, though. No, maybe not. The step lancer goes down. These step lancers are not getting any damage forward. I mean, 3 TCs for RebelAntelope. Adio is building a second TC now. RebelAntelope is up 9 vills. And let's see how RebelAntelope responds to this. There's still 9 on stone for Adio, so I think we're going to see another castle coming down. And we have the Magyar Hussars. Magyar Hussars do a lot of damage. They're fairly cheap. I guess they have a 2 range on them, too. No, I take that back. They have 2 armor on them. Do they have a range, or are they just straight melee? Only reason I ask is because it looks like they have range on them. Like the way a step lancer has range. But a step lancer says it has 1 range. Magyar Hussars. I didn't think that they had range, but they're fast. 1.5. So they're the fastest unit out there. In this game, at least. Defensive castle for blue. Blue has a massive eco lead. They just need to have confidence in their eco lead, get up to imp, and start trebbing down this castle. Or they could make siege now. They could make, you know, some rams now. But I think with the Magyar Hussars have such high attack. I don't know if they have bonus against siege, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. But even if not, they have like 11 attack on them right now. 10 attack, I think. But Blues is playing pretty defensively. Nothing wrong with that. I think they're not queuing up vills is what's going on, though, because their vill count's getting close. 61 to 49, and it shouldn't, because you have 3 TCs versus 2. So the vill count should be getting, like, farther apart rather than closer together. But the only thing that worries me about blue is they're playing very reactively here. Now they're queuing up Vils. And the key, red can get to imp and they can start trebbing. Like that's kind of like their win condition here. They're adding a TC, so it doesn't look like they're trying to get to imp fast. But for them, getting to imp first would be huge because you can use this castle to push your entire enemy base there. Like that castle buys you a lot of defense. And I'm not seeing much of a reaction from blue. Like blue doesn't seem like they really have a good idea of like what to do in this point. They're making a lot of defensive units. But blue's really close to imp though. Blue could click imp any moment right now. Blue has the res for imp and they're clicking imp. Okay. So that's good on blue. We have pikemen coming in for red. Red's gonna have, I think, the bigger military for a while here. Blue's trying to get some damage. Now, if you're blue, if you look at the score, you're down. You're down pretty heavily on the score. So the blue might be thinking that red has a bigger economy than they have. But it's actually mostly the military that's giving them that score. Blue wants to put a castle over here, but red is building some houses. And blue is sending undefended villagers to build this castle. Ay, ay, ay. That's rough. That is really rough. Blue did not need that castle there. Blue is on the way to imp. And that's the Vil count difference right there. That just got wiped away. 6 Vils up only for blue. Blue deleting their market. I guess it was in the way. I think blue wants to like treb from this side. Is there a hole? Yeah, there's a hole here somewhere. I don't know what's going on in the way blue is building walls, but they are leaving a lot of holes in their walls for some reason. This what the heck is this? Blue and red want to build castles next to each other. Red placed this foundation, but blue already placed this foundation. And red can't build it because that castle's going up. But red's just running through. Red's trying to kill some villagers here. Alright, Treb's coming out for blue, though. Like, Trebs can still do you pretty well here. Red's gonna get this castle up, though. And these villagers are getting, I mean, these knights are getting a lot of damage, and the Vil count is completely flopped to Adio's side. Adio went really hard with military. Rebel went hard with economy, but didn't have military to defend it. And then sending those Vils forward was rough. This is game 5. Like, you don't have, there's no game 6. Like, game 5 is game 5. And actually, blue needs to get this wall finished and get the Trebs on a side of the wall that they can't be killed. And that's a lot of knights. Imp coming in for red right now. I don't think blue's going to be able to win this game. At this position, I think this is going to snowball for red because blue just doesn't have the army. So if red stays on the gas pedal, it's going to be tough. Yeah, and blue can't get the Trebs out. Just got too aggressive with this castle on this hill. Like, it's a great spot for a castle, but had no army to defend it. Blue's trying to make some camels. 63 vills to 55. I mean, 63 vills for Adio is also way too low. Like, they definitely have been idling their town centers a bunch. And now Blue has a Treb out on this side, has some defense. Can try to get rid of this castle. And Red's army kind of left. I like how Red's expanding on the map. Like, Adio's doing a good job of taking control of the map. Love this gate. I think it's only on the front and not on the sides, but I love that gate. Also, gates will block Treb shots, like from hitting your Trebs if it gets to that. This castle's going to go down, but the knights are running in. Camels are the perfect defense against these knights, though. So, I mean, Blue's looking in a good position to push this back. But behind all of this, Red is now up on villagers. They have a bunch of pikes back there. So, like, pushing into Red is going to be really tricky. I think Blue can defend their base right now, but pushing into Red's base is going to be tricky with the army that they have. And they're also not on gold at all anymore. They're taking gold over here before. But they haven't expanded their map at all. They have gold available on the right side, but they have to actually send vills to go get it. I think we're going to see a lot of the market. Cavalier coming in for Adio. Yeah, with no gold, it's going to be really tough. And the castle's down. So Blue can breathe a little bit, but they still don't have a good, like, attacking army. And Red is looking for more villagers, but Blue's base is just, like, so tight and compact. And, okay, now Blue's going over to this gold. If they can get to this gold and they can, like, be safe over there, they might be in a better position. Red's repairing these Trebs pretty well. And Blue needs to repair that castle if they want to keep it. And Blue just doesn't have the army that they can push. Yeah, and RebelAntelope, honestly, I mean, they're kind of cooked right now. They're going to be so low in villagers. These Trebs can just push forward. They needed some kind of range unit to go along with these camels. Camels will do great against the knights, but the pikes are just going to wreck the camels. Even though they're only pikes and you're an imp. Just the bonus damage alone is just too much. Yeah, and that's all of Blue's army. And honestly, this all started when that one castle, and that one forward castle got denied. And it was just a bonehead move, for lack of a better word. Like, a castle over here would have been better, on this side somewhere. Protect, so you can take this gold. Blue's got no quit, though. Blue's adding another 2 town centers over here. But I think it's only a matter of time that those town centers get found out. Red's been pretty active with, like, scouting with knights and everything. And trying to make a switch at the barracks here. I'm thinking they want to make just, like, pikes or halberdiers. And this is game 5, so you can't quit until you know you're done. It's a 20 vil difference, but I mean, it's only 86 vils for Adio. It's not like they have this crazy economy. They're not fishing at all. Like, and it's 31 farms abandoned. That's a lot of farms you have to rebuild. And RebelAntelope is sitting on 15 wood, so building farms is not really an option right now. Red's Cavalier down at the bottom. Whoa, yeah, Red found this castle, it looks like. Or Red found these town centers, is building a castle on them. Actually doesn't range them. Maybe this is just a castle. Maybe they don't actually see these. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't see those town centers. No, they don't. They don't. They just want to just protect the map. Because if they saw those town centers, they would have built that castle a lot closer, I think. And this castle does range that TC, actually. Just touches it, but ranges it nonetheless. We have some Keshiks out. Keshiks, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be your answer. Has these barracks up, making some pikemen. I mean, Blue's fighting on, you know, game 5, last game, but I don't see any way they can come back here. Trev's moving in the danger zone. Uh-oh. I mean, if you just garrison your TC, you kill the Treb, I guess, but it doesn't matter. And going for the castle first. I actually don't like going for... I like going for TCs first. If you're, like, close to TCs, take TCs out. Like, you kill your opponent's economy. But, I mean, Blue's dead here. There's no way. And that's the GG. Hey, well played. Adio gets the win. Adio was down 2-1 when I started the stream for these last 2 games here. So, good job, Adio, getting back in it. And good luck in the rest of the tournament. I will try to stream everything that I can. I think I skipped economy. And honestly, for Blue, well played. If it wasn't for, like, you know, just that forward castle you were going for, honestly, you were fine. That really held you back. But GG's. I'm going to see what's going on with these other games here in 1 sec. Hang on, I'm going to message Ghost right now. All right, so that's those guys. Let me, oh, I had display capture on the whole time. I hate that. I hate that. So, let me check something. All right, give me 1 minute. I'm going to get into the next next one. All right, we're getting to this. This is game 4 of Ryan and Eater Vance. Let's get it set up. I know what the score was. It was 2-1 Ryan, but I want to get it right. I want to get the order right, I guess. I think Ants won game 1, but I don't know. Okay, so Ants won game 1. Yep, I remember that correctly, surprisingly. Ryan won game 2. Ants, Ryan. Ryan won game 3. Ants won game 1. Ryan won game 2. Ryan won game 3 on Meyer. That was an interesting one. And then game 4. Game 4 is on Meyer. Okay. That's what we're watching. Wait a sec. Hold on. Game 4 is on Shipwreck, which is what we're watching right now. Okay. All right, so we got the score right. Let me just... No, it's fine. Hey, no spoilers, Ryan. I don't know how to delete stuff. If I did, I would delete that right now. Hang on. So there's no way to delete messages on Twitch anymore? What the hell? Definitely used to be a way. Hang on. I actually need to get that off the screen. Give me 1 second. I'll figure it out. All right, don't say anything more, okay? Don't say anything more. Game starting in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, it's off the screen now, so I can record this. All right, we're getting into game number 4. This is Eater Vance and Ryan. Let's get some Fog of War on for both these guys. So Ants is actually going to the coastline. So this is the map where you start in the middle. I'm gonna take the Fog of War off, so we don't need it. So Ryan is building the TC right in the middle and building a dock as well. Ants is going to the side and is building a TC on a wood line. There is a little bit of hunt here. There's a boar, getting a fishing dock going, a couple of houses. I like this play. Let's see how, when the TCs go up, actually. I'm kind of curious. This one is at 53%. This one is at 32%. So maybe 30-second difference or so. But I'm curious, exactly how long it takes. Let's see. This one's going to go up first. We're going to mark it. It's at 84%. I mean, it could go up faster if you had all 3 building it, but if you only have 2. This is at 99%. It is built to 11. And this one, still only 2 villagers building it. And it's at 90%. It's going to be up quickly. If this 3rd villager went back and built it, it probably went up the same exact time, actually. You just would have less fish. 240. So about a 30-second difference or so. 241. Okay, so good to know if we ever do a 1v1 on Shipwreck ever again. It's a cool map, Shipwreck. I enjoy it. I find it enjoyable. You have your little dead villagers next to your little ship. And you always have vision on that ship, which is kind of weird. Ants can see that right now. This is what Ants sees around that little ship. Kind of cool, I guess. Not sure if there's a use for it, but it's kind of cool. And you don't have that much on the starting island here. There's 2 gold piles, 3 stone, 3 piles of gold, 3 squares of gold, I guess. So not that much. No stone. There is a lot of hunt. You can build a mill right in the middle. You can take all these are mouflons. So you can take all of those if you want. But you can also fish, which you should. Or if you go to the outside, there's a lot of hunt and things like this. I played in this tournament and I thought about this a lot as well. And I liked the idea behind going on the outside. That was my plan. My opponent actually did it, so I decided not to do it. But I think you're better off actually walking all the way to this corner. Even though it would delay you even longer, I think this is the corner you want to be in. There's just more food, there's more resources, there's more better tree lines. Like, there's just a lot more going on. So I think you're better off actually walking even farther. But, you know, it's time, right? It's time. The only difference is you can build a dock and you can get a fishing ship out. You can build a dock in the middle here too if you wanted. Like, I think having that corner position. My plan for this map was to get this corner and to get to wall it off so they can't come and kill me, and just get a giant navy and just win on water. Don't worry about anything else. It didn't work out for me because I audibled. I screwed up. I picked the wrong civ. Speaking of civs, so Ryan picked the civ that I wanted, which is Portuguese, which I think is a very good civ here. And Eaterman's picked Hindustanis, which I don't think there's any reason to pick Hindustanis on this map, except that you're playing against Ryan, and Ryan likes to go for cavalry. But yeah, I mean, I camel riders, like, there's no water bonus, there's no fish bonus, there's no like real great like eco bonus besides like the villagers, you know, being cheaper, which is good. But again, you really want to have, like, you're on water, right? So like that's not necessarily benefiting you any more so. So I don't know. I don't think it's the best pick, to be honest. Portuguese, great pick though. Portuguese have the more HP on all of their ships, and they get the caravanserai. Is that what it's called? No, the caravel. Caravanserai is another ship. Yeah, Caravel, just a good ship. Just gives you another option on water, right? You have the new ones. You have the Hulks, the fire ships, all of that. And then all units cost 20% less gold, which is pretty huge. They also have a berry bonus, don't they? Generate wood in addition to food. Yeah, so like all these villagers here are getting, like, you know, for every 10 food, they get like 3 wood or something. So pretty nice. Pretty nice. Ants making a lot of villagers. Not really making a lot of ships. 3 ships out there. I would like to see maybe, you know, 4 to 6, I think, is the sweet spot for nomad maps like this. Ryan's at 4, going up to another one. Ant's only at 3. And it's down 3 villagers, too. So, hang on. Is that idle? No, same idle TC. So, really, it was only a 30-second difference in the TC construction, so I don't know why. Oh, for the fish. Yeah, for the fish. Because this is economic unit. Vill count is actually separate from that. Vill count's up here, 18 to 21. So still a 3 difference, so pretty significant, actually. I don't have a good answer for that, to be honest, because there's only a 30-second difference. Maybe loom. Maybe she got loom. She does have loom. Does Ryan not have loom? Ryan does not have loom. Okay, so that's the difference there. So the 30 seconds for that, 30 seconds for loom, and then idle TC is actually in her favor. So I don't have a good answer for that, actually. But we have, regardless, we have feudal age on the way for Ryan, who is up. And now it's evened out, actually, so it's because of feudal age. Ryan can't build any more villagers. But feudal age coming in for Ryan, this is kind of like a normal feudal time, not necessarily a fast castle. Although you can definitely fast castle on this map fairly easily. Ryan's not taking any gold. So I don't think we're going to see fast castle. Also, might not see any ships because you really need gold for ships. I'm curious what the play is here. No barracks up yet. Ryan's up to 7 fishing ships. Making up barracks now, so not going to be like the fastest timing, but you do need a lot of the wood for the fishing ships, so it's understandable to be a little bit late on that. Ants is trying to just like wall off her base here from an early attack, which I like this in concept. However, if you're going to do it, I think you have to do it a little bit faster. Like this needs to be walled up here. This needs to be walled up here. But you do need to expand, so you know, this starting position for ants I don't love. I would much have liked it if she was in this corner over here. Just a lot more room. It's not that much more walling. Like, it's just a one wall here, one wall here, one wall here, and maybe one wall here. But you just have everything you need already there. You have more space for farms. I think it's just a better kind of position there. But Ryan does get the stable up, is making scouts. Ryan has a pretty nice scout rush. And Ryan knows. The only thing when you go to the edge, you also give up all of this in the middle. Oh, but Ants has villagers out here? Oh, this is terrible for her. This defeats the whole purpose of coming to the outside. Oh my goodness. This is so bad. These villagers are just going to die. I mean, they could fight off. They might be able to kill, you know, maybe they could kill one of these scouts. They're not fighting, though. Now they are. But I think it's too late, though. And now 20 vills to 27 vills, 5 fishing ships to 7 fishing ships. Yeah, that's devastating. I mean, that's honestly, that's GG right there, pretty much. I mean, let's see. You know, you still have to win the game. But yeah, that's pretty devastating, though, unfortunately. And Anta looks like she's walled up here. Both on the way to Castle Age. Ant's going to be up a little bit faster. Ryan, pretty smart. Didn't overinvest in scouts. Only made, I think, 2 or 3. I think just 2, actually. And for some reason, Ryan's fishing ships are way over here. His dock is way back here, but his fishing ships are way over here. Ryan's deciding to make a dock on this side. And we have a fire galley out. We have a fire galley out for ants. So still playing water. I like that. Ryan's going to have to react to that at some point. There's still, like, a lot of fish, like, a lot of food out there. So you don't want to lose your fishing ships if you don't have to. Ryan's making hulks. Hulks have bonus against fire galleys, or against, like, fire ships in general. Fire galleys have bonus against long-range warships. So, like, they really, like, leaned into the rock, paper, scissors, which I like. I think it gives everything an identity. But the hulks will definitely win against a fire ship. In even numbers, for sure. I'm not sure, like, how many more numbers you would need. Crossbow coming in for Ryan. So Ryan is going to go into crossbows here. Which I kind of like. They can kind of sit on the edge. And this is why I don't like Ant's positions. There's just not enough space to expand. Like, she needs this town center and has no way of getting there. Has to delete a house to get there. Didn't scout the map very well. Deleted a house building a gate, but there's 2 scouts on the other side just waiting. They are just waiting. And this villa looks like it's going to die. Ryan, what's the score to you and Rasgato? I can give you some tips if you want. I lost to him yesterday. He's very good on water, that's for sure. He his first set against you, he played very differently than his set against me. His first set against you, he was like in feudal age forever. He went fast castle every single game against me for whatever reason. And these Hulks are destroying these fire ships. Ants is trying to get to this town center, but there's no army to protect. I mean, Ants is just like in a tricky situation. These crossbows stopped chasing for some reason. Ryan, what maps do you have left? Yeah, he scouted you maybe because he went literally fast castle every game against me, and it was a struggle. And the Hulks are taking out Ants' fishing ships here pretty hard. And Ants is not gonna get this TC up. Hasn't even actually hit it with the hammer yet. So what I did on Mountain Pass versus Resgato, and I won that, was I picked Ketons and I just went all in, not all in feudal. I went hard feudal scouts, like your typical scout rush. But he tried to fast castle, and just find him and get as many villager kills as you can. Only I gotta say on Mirkwood is you want to fish. Like even if you're gonna do the champion rush, like get a dock up and fish. But yeah, on Mountain Pass though, I think if you go a hard scout rush, and then whatever he counters, if you have a civ that can do like good infantry or camels maybe or archers, like just counter the counter, I think you'll do well. Nice. The champion rush should work. If you let him get Spanish, forget about it. Just give up. If you give anyone Spanish in a nomad map, just give up. Yeah, scouts into lancers should work really, really well for Mountain Pass, dude. You should be fine with that. And send some villagers over here to try to get some stone, try to get a castle up. Might be like kind of a last-ditch effort. 25 vills to 47, 7 fishing ships to 1. I'm not sure that 1 is actually even fishing. Ryan handily has this game. I don't think there's any way Ants can make a comeback. And Ryan, this game really well played. Really well played. Great economy. Stayed in the middle. I think giving up the middle, if your opponent leaves the middle here, taking it over makes a lot of sense. Get on the other gold mine eventually. Getting the advantage, not letting up. Winning water, not letting up. He's getting a castle over here. Making some gulams. I've seen Ants make gulams before, and they can work. They can work in certain situations against certain units. Yeah, I like to go to the outside strategy a lot on this map, but I think you have to go to the corner. You have to win water. I think those are non-negotiables. You have to wall up the corner and win water. So you have to invest just like 3 docks in Feudal Age. Like 3 docks, even if you're not making villagers, like just you have to win water. If you win water on this map, I think you win, because if you get to late game cannon galleons, you kill everything. Like there's no way that they're safe from you. And even without cannon galleons, like you can range so much from the shoreline, like from the water. And Ants has a handful of Ghulams saved up here. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Ryan's wondering where all the villagers are. I mean, Ryan, not necessarily true, I guess, but if you do it well, I guess, you know, like obviously a good strategy done, you know, ineffectively, I guess. But I mean, if someone wins water here, they should win. I'll watch your game, but they should win. As long as like they're protected on land, like you have to be walled up, like you have to have protection on land. And Ants is trying to get back in the game over here. Has the Ghulams running out. Let's see if these can... These Ghulams should actually win this. Ghulams are super fast moving. They have 5 bonus damage against archers. Like, they should do pretty well against this as long as the mangonels don't get any shots in. There's only 3 left, but they're actually killing all the archers. Wow. Ghulams are the way, the truth. Two Ghulams left. The Ghulams are the answer against archers. And siege. It is true. Ants won't quit unless like the game's over. But 28 eco to 30 eco. Ryan didn't add any fishing behind this. Probably could have added a couple of docks. Like once you win water, I think you have to add some docks to try to control it. Does have this over here, but like 4 docks, like 1 on each corner, probably would be really nice. Then you get all the free fish before having to do the fish traps. And stables coming up. And that's a smart switch out of the archers. Once you see the Ghulams there, just switch right out. This dock takes a while to go down, huh? I think the fire ships will take the docks down a lot faster compared to the hulks. They have -3 versus standard buildings. Interesting. So they have a negative bonus against buildings. So if their attack... That's really interesting, actually. If their attack is 5, they're doing 2 damage every time. Yeah, I like all the new ships. I think they're really good. They all have their strengths and weaknesses now. They do really well against units, though, like land units, I've noticed. I mean, a Ghulam... Actually, keeping up with it. Ghulams are pretty darn fast. And Ryan sees the castle there. Teching into Cavalier. Getting some siege. There's a siege workshop ready to go. Now, this TC left at 150. I think Ryan might have forgotten about it because a couple of knights there would just come and kill it. And Ants is actually, like, could repair it, but wants to save the resources, it looks like. I mean, still a massive, massive eco difference. Like, Ryan just needs to end the game. But Ant's not giving up. And I do like that she's on the outside. Ryan also is on the outside here on gold and stone. And yeah, Ryan taking over the whole middle is pretty nice. I noticed this in Dr. Sniper. I'll cast Rooftop and Arbiter. If no one else is already doing it, I'm on it. This is actually from yesterday. I'm just casting it to add it to the other game so I can put it into YouTube. This game's almost over. I'm pretty sure. I guess we'll see. We'll see how fast Ryan can end it. We have a 92 eco to 47 eco. And Ryan, you built the Siege Workshop. Didn't actually build anything out of it yet, though, that I see. Getting all the techs. I'll change the description right now to it's Rooftop and Arbiter. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Rooftop the Arbiter. And as soon as I'm done with this, I'll hop into whatever game they got. Were you guys in the same chat when you were playing? I would have casted this last night, but you guys not only took like a 3-hour break, but you were like watching and like casting the other game that was going on. And I was like, yeah, I don't think this game's gonna happen before I go to bed. Treb's out. Oh, the Rooftop Arbiter is I see. I'll try to cast it if I can. Yeah, I didn't like being in the same chat with my opponent. Even like if I'm not talking, like I don't know. I just didn't feel like I wanted to be in the same chat. Ant's coming out with a bunch of camels. And actually camels are going to be tough for Ryan to deal with. Even though it's Imp versus Castle Age. And then some Ghulams to help. Alright, change the title again. Yeah, I think it's like, if you're playing a tournament or something, don't be in the same chat. I think it's too distracting. And Ant's lost the castle, lost the army. Getting attacked pretty hard here. Ant does this, though. She has 1, 2, 3... 4, 5 town centers still alive. Somehow. But I think she has the town centers like out of habit almost. But like I don't like they're not actually effective most of the time. They're probably a waste of resources building that many town centers when you can't produce out of them all. Like, I like them in theory, but and I've done it too. Chemistry coming in for Ryan. Bloodlines coming in for Ants. Nothing like the 45-minute bloodline when you've been making camels. But I don't think Ants has a prayer here. What the heck is this? Ryan placed the foundation of a castle next to the TC. Doesn't know the TC's there, obviously. Trebuchet has 5 HP. Also a handful of organ guns mixed in. Why not? Since they nerfed organ guns, it just Portuguese have not been as fun for me. I used to love Portuguese when I could just fast castle organ guns and just cause havoc on the ladder, beat every other 1400 elo player. I think it's actually how I got to like 1600 elo, was just fast castle Organ Guns or Fast Castle, War Wagons, and then both of them got nerfed. I might do that again. I might just hack the ladder for a while. Figure out this whole Champy Rush situation, the Mapoosh douche. Yeah, Organ Guns are stinky now. Great game. That's the win for Ryan there. So 3-1 win, and he is currently in a set with Resgato. I believe that SoloGhost has been casting that set. All right, let's see the massive APM. 8-4, not bad. That auto eco though, looking good. 31. All right, so that's that set. Hang on, let me save that video. Okay. And then let me figure out what's going on with the games. Organ Guns have a place for sure, but they're like they used to be OP. Like they used to be like nothing you could do to kill them. And then they changed that. All right, let's see what needs to be casted. Is Ice and someone else playing? 3 o'clock Eastern. That's an hour and a half. More is casting Cool Phil and Elmo on the other side of the low elo ladder right now. Do wagons counter Organ Guns? I don't know. They might. How often? How often is it a war wagon versus Organ Gun? That'd be a fun CCL game. Just war wagons on one side and Organ Guns on the other side, and Trebs. Make nothing but war wagons, Organ Guns, and Trebs in a free for all Diplo. And you gotta get your teammates to have the same weapons as you do. All right, I mean, I guess let me see what's going on with the Age of Noobs here. They probably put me down as the caster, but I don't always cast. Let's see. Is this today? Age of Noobs week 3, February 22nd at 1 p.m. Where's my mouse? Okay, so it is them. Let's see if I can actually find their game. Hold on. All right, let's see if I can find the Rooftop Arbiter game. I'll see if I can get into it. Let's see. Check the app, see if they're in a game. If I can't find it, I'll just take a break and edit some videos. Shows they're playing a game on Arabia right now. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe it's Rooftop. I think it says Battlegrounds. Let's try. Okay, I found it here. Let's see if we can get into it. I don't want to cast the whole thing, but why not? All right, let's get into this bad boy. So water molens, I guess I have to change. Hang on, let me change this real quick. Battlegrounds. Duos. And it's also, hold on, to play all three. All right, we can catch up to real time a little bit here. Arbiter's playing as Italians. Rooftop's playing as Persians. And then their opponents are playing as Hindustanis and the Turks. Okay. What are these sounds I'm hearing? I'm hearing sounds of animals I've never heard before. It says they're at 20 minutes, so I want to catch up to the real time here, see what's going on. Looks like there's some scouts happening. Hey, let's go 4x. 4x, you can actually like watch it. Yeah, they're definitely going to nerf the champies. They're actually going to be tough to nerf, though, because it's the Dark Age that's the issue with them. And the, like, they can't slow them down, right? You can't not make them in Dark Age. They have no other unit for Dark Age, so you need to have something. So the only thing they can really do is, like, creation speed. But I think like, a big issue with them is, like, the issue is at higher levels. Like, people are just making them in Dark Age and fighting, okay? But at lower levels, like, people fight in Dark Age. Like, people, you know, they don't just, like, get to Feudal Age in, 10 minutes or less. Like, I will watch it from here. Like, they're making those units in Dark Age and they're fighting with them. So if they're super weak, like, it's going to be a problem. They're at 25 minutes, so we're not, like, too far behind the live time. I think this is game 1. I should probably get the team names on these guys. Here. Hold on. Fix that. That. First. I mean, they could also... Like, I don't know. The thing is, the champions, they have to be able to be competitive with scouts and eagles in Dark Age. So, like, the change has to be... Like, just how do you make them competitive? If you're playing Arena, you can't have just, like, you're going to lose every game. Unless they just, like, make Dark Age changes. That's the only thing they can really do. Because after Dark Age, like, they're kind of just a regular unit. Like, do they get cheaper in Feudal Age? That seems kind of wild. I don't know. It's a lot to think about. They're going to be thinking about it. All right, these team names are Where's My Mouse versus the Husbands. I guess the Husbands are the Husbands. The Husbands and Where's My Mouse. Arbiter and Rooftop playing really well together over here. 5 villager difference between the two teams, so pretty darn close. Arbiter getting pressured at home, though. Has to keep the Vills garrisoned. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm trying to put some links to some Twitches here. Rooftop and Arbiters League game now. This is like almost walled up. Like, what happened here? Was it just like a miss, or was there a house here that got destroyed? Water Mullins is really messing with Arbiter right now, though. And they are not letting up. Let me take off the fog. Green's going to castle. Arbiter's also going to castle. Arbiter's going to be a little bit later. The other two are already in. Archers are out. Archers should be able to deal with this. It's a little micro-intensive, but Arbiter needs to close this gap a little bit. He needs to seal this off. He needs to... I just don't know how this... Oh, there's a hole on this side, too. So it's like here to here to here to here. Just a poorly built base. But I'm sure he was under pressure or something when that was happening. And maybe a couple of spears would make a difference here, but I think there's enough archers that actually could work. Green is going for armor, which could be really good here. And this archery range is actually getting destroyed. Arbiter, I think Arbiter has enough to fight this off, though. I don't know why the hesitancy. I've watched Arbiter and Rooftop play in this league, though, and they get shook. These players are really good. Like, really, really good. Like, they don't play against PC players. There's a hole over here. Jeez. Every wall has a hole. Every base has a hole. Man, you gotta check those things. Listen, I'm not a good, and when I even check those things. Like, you gotta check those things. But Rooftop in here causing some destruction against Green. Green is in here causing some destruction over here. Some spears are helping out there. I think this is actually a beneficial trade for Where's My Mouse. I think Where's My Mouse is getting the better of that. These knights have +2 armor, so they can do that. I froze. Oh, the game paused. Okay. I wonder if it crashed or what happened. We're at regular speed. We're probably pretty close to real time. I don't know if it's like crashing or what's happening. I don't know. This is weird behavior. Rooftop's in yellow over here. Rooftop, it looks like they just got wrecked, actually, by some cav archers from blue. But Rooftop's been mostly... Like, they attacked over here, and they defended pretty well, and they're way up on villager count, 62. But look how low Arbiter is. The Arbiter's at 23 vills. I don't know what's going on with this. This might just be... Is this like on my end that it's glitching, or... It says it's waiting for players / game paused. Okay, it seems to have balanced out now. It might have been a glitch on my end. It looks like I had some frames dropped. I don't know what's going on. I've been using Restream lately, and I think it causes some issues. I also don't have the sound anymore. What is happening? But yeah, green's pushing in over here. Yeah, I lost all sound on this game. I don't know why. I don't want to reload it, though. It's 30 minutes in. Hindustani cav archers, man. You don't see... I don't know. I think I'm just have, like, a small brain, but I get like, distracted every time I see units that, like, have counter units but aren't making them. Like, why wouldn't you make camels against knights? Is that how my mind works? But... And green scouts are causing some chaos in Rooftop's base. And definitely the husbands have an advantage here, for sure. Yeah, Rooftop's got 3 TCs. Got a nice little boom going. Playing as the Persians. I mean, 64 Vils, 51 for blue, and 42 for green. But the problem is Arbiter is at 30 Vils, and they're going up against Cav Archers, and all they have are Pikes. So, he did seal this hole, though. This hole has been sealed. I still have no audio for some reason. I wonder, hang on, it looks like the Twitch game audio is working. Now I'm confused. I'm just lost. Hold on. It doesn't matter. I don't need audio. Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna power through. And yeah, these archers are stand grounding right in between the 2 TCs. I mean, causing just a lot of problems here for Arbiter. And Rooftop has the army, and it's just like these knights. Now there's some camels here from green that are causing a lot of problems for him. And he has a very open base. He didn't even get very close to walling. And it looks like Arbiter is trying to go all in on stone, try to get a castle up to protect himself. But now green is just streaming in camels right towards Rooftop, and I don't think Rooftop is going to be able to defend this. And just this little handful of Cav Archers. 7 Cav Archers here, but Arbiter just has no solution for him. Has just no solution. This is going to be GG soon, I think. And Vil lead has definitely swapped sides a little bit. And these archers are still here. They're not really doing anything right now. They're not really ranging anything important. But he's coming over here. Yeah, it's a bad fight. Real bad fight for Rooftop. And these scouts are so annoying. It's amazing how much better PC players are than console players. You know, it's amazing. It just these are things that console players don't really do. Like have a main army here and then have these little side raids happening. And that's the GG. Are they called the GG? I'm really curious about the APM. Let's go through it here. APM 36 for blue here. Blue is the one making the Cav Archers, and 28 for green. 26 for Rooftop, though, is pretty darn good. Arbiter would usually be faster than that, but just didn't have like enough army to really control. So GG to them. I think I might have to call it there, though, because I want to take a little break and I want to edit this video, and I think I'm probably casting someone else later. So I'm going to call the stream now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I'll get some of these games that I casted up on YouTube probably by the end of today. It takes a while to upload, but